Hello everyone, and welcome back to TechBlog 66. Today, I am diving into one of the most powerful anti-war films ever created. We are talking about the 1930 cinematic masterpiece, All Quiet on the Western Front. This classic film, directed by Lewis Milestone, is based on the famous novel by Erich Maria Remarque, and it stands as one of the earliest and most influential movies to depict the brutal realities of World War I with raw honesty. Even though this film was made almost a century ago, it remains emotionally gripping, deeply human, and painfully relevant. All Quiet on the Western Front tells the story of a group of young German students who are convinced by their patriotic schoolteacher to enlist in the army. They join the war full of youthful enthusiasm, expecting glory, adventure, and honor. But the moment they reach the front lines, the illusion of heroism is shattered. What they encounter instead is fear, chaos, hunger, mud, explosions, and the constant possibility of death. The film follows the journey of Paul Bäumer, the main character, as he transforms from an idealistic boy into a traumatized soldier who has witnessed the worst of humanity. One of the strongest aspects of this film is how it strips away the romanticized notion of war. There are no glamorous battle scenes or heroic speeches meant to inspire. Instead, the film shows war for what it truly is: senseless destruction, suffering, and loss. The director uses long, immersive action sequences that bring you right into the trenches. You can feel the tension, hear the bombardments, and sense the desperation of the soldiers who know that survival is never guaranteed. Even though the movie is from 1930, the practical effects, realistic sets, and intense cinematography make the experience shockingly vivid. Another powerful element of the film is the emotional journey of the characters. At first, Paul and his friends think that fighting will be an exciting opportunity to serve their country. But as the war progresses, their expressions and body language completely change. You can see their innocence fading scene by scene. The film does not show their transformation through speeches, it shows it through exhaustion, trembling hands, and the empty stare of someone who has seen too much. This subtle but effective storytelling makes the film extremely impactful. The movie also raises important questions about leadership and propaganda. The same schoolteacher who encouraged the boys to join the war continues to give patriotic speeches to new students, even after so many have died. This highlights how people in positions of authority often glorify war without understanding its reality. Meanwhile, the soldiers who actually fight are left feeling disillusioned and abandoned. The film clearly criticizes the gap between those who send others to war and those who are forced to experience it. One of the most heartbreaking scenes in the film is when Paul returns home on leave. Instead of feeling relieved, he realizes he can no longer connect with civilian life. His hometown feels like a different world. People are still discussing politics and victory, completely unaware of the horrors happening at the front. Paul wants to explain the truth, but he cannot find the right words, and no one truly listens. This moment shows how war not only destroys lives but also isolates survivors emotionally and mentally. The performances in All Quiet on the Western Front are exceptional, especially by Lewis, who plays Paul Bäumer. His acting is natural, expressive, and deeply moving. His facial expressions alone often say more than any dialogue. Throughout the film, he portrays the inner conflict of a soldier who is torn between survival and humanity. His realistic performance was one of the reasons the film won 2 Academy Awards, including Best Picture and Best Director. The ending of the film is unforgettable and stays with the viewer long after watching it. Without giving away specific details, the conclusion is simple yet tragic, emphasizing the ultimate message of the story: in war, nobody truly wins. Lives are lost, futures are destroyed, and hope is replaced with silence. The film's final moments are iconic and perfectly represent the book's anti-war message. Despite being released in 1930, the movie's message is timeless. It reminds us that behind every war statistic, there are real human beings with dreams, families, and emotions. The film forces us to confront the devastating impact of conflict and encourages us to reflect on the value of peace. Its historical importance, emotional depth, and brutally honest storytelling make it a must-watch for anyone who wants to understand the true cost of war. In conclusion, All Quiet on the Western Front remains one of the most significant war films ever made. It is honest, powerful, and haunting. Whether you're a film enthusiast, a history lover, or someone seeking meaningful cinema, this movie deserves your attention. If you want to experience a film that challenges you emotionally and intellectually, this is the one to watch. It is not just a movie, it is a reminder of the human cost of war and the importance of remembering its lessons. This movie is available on YouTube free.